Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Today we are going to be talking about how to prevent chiggers. This was a really great question that was brought up by Deb. So without further ado, here you go, Deb, just for you. All right, chiggers are a really tiny little type of insect or a mite, and they're only about 1/150th of an inch. They're very, very tiny. Now, you can't normally see them on your skin, but when they group together in a larvae or a cluster, that's when you may have the chance to see them because they're really bright red. So that's the only time they can stand out is when they're grouped together. Um, you will not feel a chigger when it latches on. They actually have claws. They have 8 tiny little demon legs, and they will jump on you and attach to you as you are walking through tall grass or any type of shrubbery that they're around. And so their legs, you won't feel them when they claw into you, and you're probably not going to feel them when they bite you either. It's usually, maybe an hour or so after that bite that you're going to actually feel it, and it's more the intense itching, like it's going to make you blow your mind how bad you're going to need to itch, but try not to. Anyway, your body is going to, what's going to happen is they're going to grab on, and they really like those moist, warm areas. That's what they live in your yard, and that's what they're going to want to live in on your body. So particularly belt lines, around your socks, bras, anything where it's tight. Most insects or bugs will go for open skin, but these guys are a little different. They're going to go for wherever it's kind of tight against your skin. So what they're going to do is they're going to release some saliva, and it's going to make like a tube through your skin, and they're going to feed off of that. And when they're full or done eating off of you, yeah, that's super gross, they're going to actually turn like a yellow, and your skin's going to harden over. And after about 4 days of feeding off you is when they're going to just fall off. So they're on you for a bit, and it's pretty bad. So that stylostome through which the chiggers are going to feed off of, because when they're saliva, it'll make that little tube, which is that stylostome, and they'll just stay there, and multiple of them can feed off of it, or they can make many others. And so what you normally notice is the red dots. So for getting rid of chiggers in your yard, there is not, a cure-all. I wish there was, but there really is not. What you can do, however, is keep your yard trimmed really low. So when we lived in Kansas, everybody warned us about these chiggers, and we had never experienced them before because they're not on the West Coast. So we found out very fast. And so we kept our yard super, super short. And everybody said, trim your hedges back. Don't have any big bushes right by your front doors. Just in general, just do some massive landscaping. Now, unfortunately, the chiggers, what they're going to do is they're going to lay their eggs in the soil under like maybe a bush or any tall grass that has some moisture to it, and they're going to lay their eggs in that soil, and it's going to be dormant over the winter time. But come spring or when it starts to warm up, all those babies will come back out. So unfortunately, you're going to have to do this every year. There's really not a way around trimming up your yard, but that is one of the best things that you can do. Obviously, to avoid getting a chigger bite, you're just going to want to avoid those areas to begin with, but I know that's not always practical. So how do you protect yourself? Well, there's a couple different ways to do that. You can apply an insect repellent that has DEET in it, or a DEET base, like, spray it on your clothes or around your shoes, so when you're walking through. I know there's people out there that don't like that product, but I would rather have DEET than have the intense biting. But also, if you know you're going to be walking through these areas, pull your socks up over your pant line. Dress appropriately. Don't be wearing like sandals to be walking through an area that's possibly infested. Um, have your skin covered at all costs. I know when it gets really hot in the summer in so many places, but it will really protect you. So when you get home, you're going to want to do a couple of things. If you know you've been in a chigger infested area, or even the possibility of one, you can do some preventative measures to try to eliminate the possibility of them getting into your skin. The first thing you need to do is strip down and get your clothes immediately in the washing machine and washing under very hot water. Now, by this I don't mean dropping your clothes on your bed or dropping your clothes on the floor and then putting them in the machine. You literally just strip it and put it into your machine right away. And then you yourself need to go in and take a really hot shower. Don't be sitting down on the furniture or anything like that. Go straight in and take a really hot shower and use a good soap and water. Some of you are going to say, well, what if we're camping or we just don't have the ability to take a shower right now? And that's okay. Strip your clothes down, put them in a bag like a plastic Walmart or Kroger bag or something, and tie that bag tight, kind of suffocate them out, and then take a towel and scrub at your skin, because you're not really going to be able to see them, but you're going to want to be able to dislodge them. So you're going to want to scrub your skin down really good to try to dislodge them from your body. So that's something you can do right then and there. Now there is an old wives' tale, and I looked this up, and it will not work. So the old wives' tale is you can use fingernail polish or fingernail polish remover. A lot of people said the fingernail polish, you put it on and it suffocates them. That does work for ticks, does not work for chiggers. And the reason being is that tubing that they make where they're feeding out of, they will bury deeper in to your body, into your skin. So you really don't want to do that, because it's not going to suffocate them. They're just going to go deeper and they're going to be okay. Until they eventually possibly die off in your body, and then you've got a whole nother set of problems. So I would not do that. That's a big no-no. However, you can use creams like, cortisone 10, calamine lotion, some Benadryl, and apply that to your skin to help any itching or discomfort that you're experiencing. Another great tip that seemed kind of like what the old timers might do is ice and a really cold, wet, like towel or rag that had been wring out. The coolness actually helps draw out that intense need to itch so badly. It's still going to itch, but it helps a lot. And that seems to be one of the number one things that I found with doing my research on this. So I would definitely go into that. Now, if by chance you get a really bad infection and you're just not hanging with it, by all means, go see a doctor. I am not a medical professional, nor do I try to be one or play one. But I will tell you that if you tend to scratch at them, you got to avoid that. Okay, yeah, you're tearing up your skin, but I understand when you itch. But the dirt on your fingertips or underneath your nails, as you're scratching, it's getting into that tube, and that tubing is trying to heal, so it's sealing the dirt and debris that you might not even see down inside that tube. And what you're doing is you're actually building up a secondary infection. So by all means, I know it's hard, but really try not to itch your skin at all. So what we're going to do is try to avoid areas, wear protective clothing, keep our yard trim at all costs, get home, shower, wash our clothes, and then if we have to, apply creams, ointments, and cool cloths or ice. Okay? So that's pretty much all we can do for it. I'm sorry I don't have like a cure-all. I really dove into this and did much research, and I even reached out to some family and friends that I know live in chigger infested areas and asked them to reach out to grandparents and everything else, trying to find a way. And when it came down to it, there was nothing behind it that would back anything, and I found there was really no difference. People had all kinds of things that they thought would work, but honestly, one family would say, oh, do this, this works, and the other family would be like, no, that doesn't work, do this. And when it came down to it, I just decided to follow what the actual research could find. So hopefully this helps a few of you out. And Deb, thank you again for posing the question, and everybody have a great day, and thank you for watching.